What's going on, guys? I am Bomber from Jobber Radio. I'm going to talk about my thoughts and opinions, give my review on Stomping Grounds, which just took place June 23rd in Tacoma, Washington. First of all, if you listen to the podcast, thank you, Zuko. If you listen to the podcast, I had no real hype coming into the show. I didn't really have a strong opinion on how I felt the show was going to be. I didn't really want to see a lot of the stuff. A lot of the stuff was rematches from either not WrestleMania, but, well, some of them were from WrestleMania, actually, with Drew and Roman. But, okay, I guess from WrestleMania, Money in the Bank, and Super Showdown. So, a lot of this was just rehashes with a couple stipulations thrown in. You got the cage match. You got a couple other things, but, yeah, I didn't really have a lot of hype coming in here, but I'll be damned if WWE didn't do what they always do, and whenever they have a show that, looks meh on paper, they do a very good job, and they pull out a very good show. So, you know what, little spoiler, overall, I'm going to give this show a thumbs up, and I'm going to run through each of the matches and give my overall thoughts. Now, one of the negative things that I'm seeing a lot online is people talking about how, the attendance was down. Before the show, people were bringing up that they were doing 2-for-1 tickets and that kind of thing. And, people said they wanted us to talk about that on the podcast, and Scott made a great point where he was like, okay, well, what do we say? Like, okay, they're not selling good in Tacoma, Washington. Okay. I mean, there's not a lot to elaborate on besides that. I see that as a big tool for people to be like, WWE, look at them. They suck. They're not selling out. They roped off a bunch of seats and stuff, and, they didn't have a big arena or something like that. And I don't know how many people were there. I don't know the numbers. It was in the thousands, obviously. I don't even know if it got 10,000 people there. But when you looked at the show, WWE did a great job, shooting everything, making it look like a packed house, making it sound good. Everybody the crowd was really fucking loud. People in Tacoma were ready to watch some wrestling that night. Oh, my foot, by the way. So, yes, they roped off a lot of seats. Yes, there was not as many people there to see this show. But overall, they were loud. The people that were there, they were engaged, and it turned out to be, in my opinion, a pretty good show. So let's get down to it. Let's go right down the line from the pre-show. Dear Lord, I am so happy I got to see my boy Drew Gulak win the Cruiserweight title. I didn't think it was going to happen. In our prediction league, I picked Tony Nese to win, and I was like, you know what? I'm willing to sacrifice my predictions for Drew Gulak to win because I am a little biased. I am a CZW fan, for those who don't know. And I've been following Drew Gulak from the very beginning of his career, and I marked out big time. I watched this show on Twitch, live on Twitch, during the kickoff, and for those of you who were there, thanks for hanging out. It was a lot of fun. And let me load up, see if I can find my reaction. Oh, we're gonna have a finish. Gulak, get the Gulak. Oh my God, Gulak. This is it. This is it. Oh, Drew Gulak wins. Yes. Yes. All right, so he didn't actually get on with the Gulak, but that's fine. And by the way, I'm not wearing the same exact shirt from last night. I have a full set of white, just regular white shirts. So in case you're wondering, are you wearing the same shit? No. Anyway, to me, almost, I'm a little biased as far as that, to me, almost made the show for me. You guys don't really know how I really do enjoy Drew Gulak quite a bit, and that was a really special moment for me. Just it kind of sucks a little bit. It was on the pre-show, the kickoff wasn't officially on the pay-per-view, but I don't give a shit. Either way, I love the match. Okay, the match, besides the finish, the match was good. The match was great from start to finish. You had a lot of spots, and you know what? There's a lot of cool moments that they even do on 205 Live, but since a lot of people don't see 205 Live, like, they're seeing it for the first time, so it's new and it's fresh. Like Tozawa doing the running off the apron, doing the senton on the Gulak. That was good. Overall, the match was really exciting, really good. These guys, all three, went out there and did a fantastic job, and I got the result that I've been waiting for a long time. And I hope Drew Gulak turns that title into a prestigious one and rises up the ranks of, good cruiserweight champions that we've had in the past. And I know he can do it. He's going to be better than a lot of the other guys, especially Tony Nese, by the way. So anyway, moving on, we had our first match on the actual pay-per-view. We had Becky Lynch versus Lacey Evans for the Raw Women's title. Becky Lynch won, and oh my God. Okay, so let's get into some of the stuff that happened in this match, because overall, I think this match was good. It was effective. They had the crowd. The crowd was into it, and they overall did a good job in this match. The thing that really, I don't really get is a lot of people were so hard on Lacey Evans. There was a spot in the corner where it was just a missed spot. I don't know who missed what. Lacey Evans was supposed to be kind of like, got a mule kick or just a back kick or something from Becky Lynch, but she wasn't there at first, so she did it again, and Becky kind of shook her head and stuff. So with this match overall being pretty solid, I don't get how this botch in the corner has ruined the match for people. People are like, oh, wait, no, it sucked because Lacey Evans don't know what she's doing. She needs to go back to NXT. She needs to go back to training stuff. People botch all the time. I don't understand how, she has had some mess ups. Somebody said a couple weeks ago that she messed up on a leg sweep. Okay. She is new. She is still learning the ropes. She's getting better. And I know people are going to say, well, she should be in NXT for that. Not necessarily. If she has the promo skills, if she has the character, if she has the charisma to come out there and be a bigger presence, then there's no reason why she shouldn't be on the main show. Same goes for Alexa Bliss, who we're going to get to in a minute. People really get down on Alexa Bliss because she's not this, really good wrestler and stuff. And she messes up from time to time. Well, guess what? Alexa Bliss. Oh, okay. My Alexa just went off. Shut up, Alexa.
Spotify.
No Spotify. Alexa, stop. Alexa, stop. Alexa, stop. That happened on the live stream too, by the way. Where was I? Sorry, I got a little distracted there. No, a lot of people were bringing that up with Bliss. I'll just say that. We're bringing it up with Bliss, saying, she's not this great wrestler and she shouldn't be here and stuff like that. She is she is the best. Should I say she's the best? She's one of the best charismatic, on the mic, in the ring, performers, female-wise, WWE has to offer right now. I don't care what anybody says. She is one of the best, and that's my opinion. People already made up their minds that this match was going to be bad because Lacey was in it. And when the botch happened, that gave them the window to, hey, boom, that's why she shouldn't be there. That's why this match sucks. Now, if she would have came in there and didn't have that botch, people still, they wouldn't have a thing to point out. But and I know they're probably like, I wouldn't have said that. Yes, you would have. This match was much better than their Money in the Bank match, which I didn't think was that bad. And they did a very good job here. Becky got the win. It clean, got her in the disarmer. I think it was a good way to start the pay-per-view. Like it or not, you're more than welcome to give your opinion on the match. I thought it was a solid opening match. So, I took way too long on that. Let's move on here. Kevin Owens and Sami Zayn defeated Big E and Xavier Woods. This is the outcome that I think was a little predictable because Owens and Zayn have been getting their asses handed to them on Raw and SmackDown left and right. So they needed to get this win coming in here. But oh my God, what a good match. I was afraid at the beginning that it was going to be a squash job. Like they took Big E out, they knocked him on the outside, and they just double teamed Xavier Woods, and they laid into him really hard. It made Xavier Woods look fucking amazing, but I was really afraid it was going to be a squash at first. Thank God it wasn't, and they gave these guys time because they came in there and pulled out one of the best matches. This was the best tag match on the card. There's only two, but this was the best tag match on the card. Fantastic stuff. They really had you guessing like you didn't know who was going to win. They had me at least on the edge of my seat because I was certain Owens and Zayn were going to win. But I'll be damned if I wasn't thrown off and thinking, oh, wow, New Day's going to pull this off. That right there to me is when you get hooked and you're pulled in, that is a good match. That is a sign of a good match. And these guys, all four, did a fantastic job. It's interesting to see Kevin Owens is sticking with the stunner that he's been doing for a while. I mean, he's got the pop-up powerbomb, which he did hit in the match. And by the way, these guys both hit their finishers on Xavier Woods, but didn't get the win. And people that do know me know that I'm a little more critical when people hit their finishers and it doesn't finish the match. I have no problem whatsoever when people hit their finishes in a tag match or a triple threat or a four-way, whatever, and somebody breaks it up, breaks up the pin. That, to me, 100% fine. They can hit finisher after finisher after finisher after finisher like we normally see in matches, unfortunately, from time to time, as long as it's broken up by somebody. Now, when people just kick out, that's when I get like, all right, nope, this is getting out of control. This is BS. So I didn't have any problems with them completely destroying Xavier Woods because Big E kept making the save. So anyway, moving on, Ricochet and Samoa Joe. This one, the last match was predictable. This one I thought was predictable. I thought Samoa Joe was going to get the win, but I'll be damned if they didn't surprise me, at least, with Ricochet leaving with the United States title. I don't know if it's just me, but Samoa Joe has seemed to just grow more and more boring. That might just be me. It could be completely me. And his matches his good matches at least seem more rare and rare as we go, because Samoa Joe has been known to have fantastic matches, but man, lately they are, forgetful at best. And this match right here, I didn't have a lot of hype coming into it because obviously Ricochet is Ricochet. He does a good job, with the high flying, and he's exciting. And I just didn't, and I've been bored with Samoa Joe, but I'm going to admit right here, these guys came in and the chemistry between the two was great. They had a really good match here. One thing that I will say, I'm kind of, sad for Ricochet. First of all, I'm excited that he won his first title in the WWE. That's good. That's good stuff. But unfortunately, he won the least prestigious title in the WWE. You can say what you want about the Intercontinental title or the women's tag titles, whatever. I think that United States title is so diminished right now. You had Samoa Joe win it. Immediately, he lost it to Rey Mysterio, who got hurt. Not his fault, but he got hurt. And they just handed the title over to Joe. Why wouldn't they just leave it vacant for a little while? This is what I think would have been a better idea, which, it is what it is. Why wouldn't they just leave it vacant and they have a, 6-man scramble or a 5-way match at Stomping Grounds here? They didn't use Braun. They didn't use, who else was in that match? The Miz, like the number one contender match. Why wouldn't they just put the number one contender match they had? Why wouldn't they just put Joe in that match with no title, nobody the champion, and have all those guys fight to see who would win the title and have Ricochet win there? And you don't have this another pointless title reign for that title. It diminishes that title. It hurts the title when you have the pointless title reigns. And some people don't care about titles and whatnot. I do personally. I care a lot about titles. And I am sticking to my guns on the podcast a little while back. It was a controversial statement that people still bring up. I said that R-Truth was the best United States champion in years. Since, in my opinion, I think R-Truth, when he was the United States champion, I think he was the best champion since John Cena's title run back in the day, where he was doing the open challenges. He fought Rusev and the Tank at WrestleMania, all that kind of stuff. I'm sticking to my guns on that. I think R-Truth was an exciting, funny, the same way he's taking the 24/7 title, by the way, which I'm sad that wasn't on the show. That would have made it a little bit better. I think he took that title and brought it up a little bit. He made it more entertaining, made it enjoyable. You cared about the matches. He came out there. He made some fun comments about, I'm going to make John Cena proud. What would John Cena do? Yeah, there was comedy involved, but still he went out there and defended the title. He was in 4-way matches and squeaked away with wins. You care about those matches. I did, at least. You may not have. I cared about those matches, at least, which was the first time I cared about that title since John Cena held it back in the day and gave it prestige. So we've got to a point where the title means absolutely nothing now, and I hate that for Ricochet, because I like Ricochet. He's exciting. He's not my favorite, but he's still good, and he's new, and he's young in the ring, in the company that is. And I just hate to see his first title being a complete meaningless one, and I hope that he gets a good run. I don't know. Moving on. Overall, the match at the pay-per-view was good. The title meaningless. But the match was good. I really enjoyed it. Now, speaking of another match, by the way, if you've noticed, so far I haven't disliked any of these matches. Here's another one that was very good. The SmackDown Tag Team titles were on the line finally on a pay-per-view. Daniel Bryan and Rowan defeated Heavy Machinery. They got their first ever title match. Wow, Tacoma really does enjoy their homeboy Daniel Bryan there. No matter how good of a heel character he is, they don't care. They cheered him. They cheered him out of the building. Instead of booing him out of the building, they cheered him out of the building. Which, you know, he's turned his character around so much that I think he would rather have been booed. But I mean, you can't boo him, I guess, in his hometown. So before I get to the match, I will have to say on the kickoff show, Bryan and Rowan, they had a little backstage interview. Rowan was just pretty much there, so fuck that. He was whatever. But I can't tell if it was real or not. If Charles Robinson, the referee, you know, the blonde referee, kind of walked into the background right at the beginning of the shot, and Daniel Bryan like grabbed him and threw him out and used that in the promo. Okay, there's a lot of people out there, again, for those who don't know me, a lot of people give me crap saying that I hate Daniel Bryan. First of all, I've never admitted to hating Daniel Bryan, and I still don't to this day hate Daniel Bryan. Right now, Daniel Bryan is one of the best heels in the WWE. He is one of the best promos in the WWE right now. I am giving that credit. I don't care if you got to screenshot this, screen cap it, whatever you got to do. Daniel Bryan is one of the best in the WWE right now, okay? There you go. I said it. Now, I think that he made his he made that transition to being one of the best once he turned heel on AJ and this whole character with the planet, you know, the planet champion and all that. I think that is really what transitioned him to becoming really great. Before that, I will admit, he wasn't one of my favorites. He wasn't one of the best to me. He was always good in the ring. Always good in the ring. Was he good on, you know, character-wise, promo-wise? No, he wasn't. There was hardly any character there before, and then he was just the underdog, the little runt underdog. It was his, you know, gimmick, if you will. But now, to me, he has definitely won me over as far as one of the top guys in the WWE. And in this match, even though he was cheered, the match was still good. You had Heavy Machinery. They're more of a joke team at the moment. They look like they should be a couple badasses. And Bryan brought it up to where in that promo, he's like, these guys are Greco-Roman wrestling champions or whatever the fuck he was saying. He was saying these guys are so good. They're legitimate superstars, they're legitimate, you know, wrestlers, but they're out there making jokes. They're out there, you know, doing the caterpillars and all that stuff. And they did do it in the match, and it was funny, and it got pops, and people like that stuff. But the story that Daniel Bryan is telling right now with, you know, he wants to make the tag team division, you know, credible again, is a great story. One of the better ones in the WWE. It's unfortunate they don't get a lot of airtime. By the way, look, I just noticed this referee's face. Look at this referee's face. That's hilarious. Sorry. Anyway, I would like to see, this is just an idea I had, Daniel Bryan and Eric Rowan just, you know, jump back and forth on Raw and SmackDown and face all the joke teams. We're talking the B team and all those guys, Hawkins and Ryder, all the guys that aren't, you know, credible, more jokey team. I guess Hawkins and Ryder isn't really one of those, but definitely guys like the B team, maybe Ascension, who are pretty much joke characters at this point. Breezango, if they were not on NXT anymore. But have them go through those guys and fucking pummel them. Just pummel them down into the ground and be like, we're making this division real. Get rid of all these joke teams and just run through all those teams. To me, that would be, you know, another little chapter to this story. And who knows, they might be doing that. This might be like the beginning of that by going through Heavy Machinery. Who knows? That's something I would like anyway. But again, I keep getting off tangent. Sorry, off on a tangent. This match was very good. Back and forth. The ending was good. It ended on a roll-up, which I'm even fine with. Daniel Bryan was microscopic compared to the size of these guys. And the fact that he got the pin via roll-up, good stuff. I enjoy a good roll-up when it's warranted. And this match was a warranted roll-up. I'll say that. It wasn't as good as the other tag match on the show, but still good nonetheless. Moving on. SmackDown Women's Champion Bayley beat Alexa Bliss. Oh, shit. I don't think enough people are giving this match credit online. A lot of people, you know, they're talking about, believe it or not, Ricochet is what most people I've seen online are talking about. But this match was pretty good. It wasn't like an amazing match or a historical match or, the epic Bayley and Sasha NXT match, but it was a good, solid match from start to finish. You had the story that I think was a little obvious. It was you could tell a mile away. You could see it coming a mile away that Nikki Cross was going to cost Bliss the match. But throw that out the window. Bliss, like I said earlier, has got a lot of crap from the internet community about not being a very good wrestler. She's been away for a while. Who knows? Maybe she's been, honing her craft, learning some stuff. Either way, she came to this match, and her and Bayley put on a good match. There was some slight things here there that were a little off. But again, if you're going to come out here and be like, that wasn't a good match, it wasn't good, they had a botch over here. I mean, I can't help you. If you focus so much on the botches that happen, you're just not going to enjoy stuff. That's just how it is. Botches happen. These guys and women are out there for, sometimes 10, 15 minutes performing these crazy stunts. Accidents will happen. And yes, the newer wrestlers like Lacey Evans, it does happen more often because they are newer, they're greener. It doesn't mean they suck or they need to be sent down. Guys, for the love of God, just try to enjoy the matches. But again, some people just don't like Bliss, so they automatically said, you know what, this match is going to suck. I don't care about this match. I mean, in my opinion, it was a good match. They both pulled their weight. They both did a very good job. I was impressed with Bliss. I was impressed with Bliss. Bayley, she's good. Bayley is good, solid wrestler all the way around. She sucks when it comes to her charisma. She can't really emote very well. She sucks on the mic and stuff like that. But she is a good wrestler, and in this match, she definitely did a good job. All right, the last thing I have to say about the match is if Bayley would have lost this belt coming out of here, people were nervous. They were scared. They were like, oh man, what if she loses? What if she follows in Sasha Banks' footsteps and lose the title immediately? The internet would have melted down. They would have went fucking crazy. They would have went nuts. This would have been Sasha Banks 2.0 or 8.0 at this point, whatever number we're on right now, where she's going to go out and post, cryptic tweets like her buddy. I don't know. Bottom line, the better person won. I agree. I want to see longer title runs. For the love of God, give people some longer title runs. Give them stories. Give them credible opponents, which Alexa Bliss is a great credible opponent, I think, here. Either way, the better person won as far as who should have won in the story. And I think the match overall was a sleeper match. I think this match, it really didn't get talked about as much and isn't going to be talked about as much, but it was one of the better ones on the card. So moving on to, wow, here we go. Roman Reigns defeated Drew McIntyre. What a match. These guys went out there and just brawled. They beat the hell out of each other. And say what you will about the WrestleMania match, it wasn't that great. It was a letdown. This match way exceeded the expectations of what people thought coming into it. It was way better than the WrestleMania match. And believe it or not, I saw people not happy about Shane McMahon getting involved. With the story that's going on right now, why the hell would Shane McMahon not get involved? It made perfect sense for him, pull the referee out and, distract Roman and hit Roman and do all this kind of stuff. That's exactly the story. If he wouldn't have done that, I would have been confused. But Roman beat the hell out of both of these guys and ended up winning the match and looked like the dominant face. Now, the only problem I have with that is, where does Drew go here? I definitely thought Drew was going to get a win back from the WrestleMania match, but Drew definitely, I think, needed this win. So that's the match itself was great. I think this match, call me crazy, I've been saying that a lot, but this is one of the best matches in the card. I've been saying that this whole time, but I think this is definitely number 1 or 2 for me on this entire show. I'm going to say 2. This is my number 2 match on the show. And Drew McIntyre needed this win. Roman Reigns really didn't need this win. We have so much that can still go into this feud that I think Roman Reigns should be taking the losses right now. But again, this is me saying, I think this is what should happen. I'm not really a big fan of that. But now, as I say that, I'm going to go and tell you why I think this should have happened. Because they have so many more things that they can do with this feud. They can bring in the Revival. They can bring in the Usos, which I think they will. Some people were saying, hey, SummerSlam, they could have a big 5-on-5 match. That's a long way down the road. I don't think WWE is going to carry this all the way to November. Maybe they will. Who knows? But I was thinking, like, maybe we could have a 6-man tag at Extreme Rules. Oh, I hit the mic there. Who knows? Maybe it'd be no DQ, no count out, falls count anywhere, elimination. I don't know. Maybe a tables match, elimination tables match. That could be fun. But there's so many elements that still can go into this feud between Roman and Shane that Roman doesn't need to keep getting wins right now. He needs to get the win at the end when he destroys Shane. Who knows? Maybe at Hell in a Cell, inside of Hell in a Cell? Maybe. That way nobody can get in, allegedly. Nobody can get in Shane versus Roman. But either way, the match, that's just me being nitpicky. The match was really good. I've said this a lot. I don't understand a lot of the dislikes from this match coming out of it. It was good. These guys beat the crap out of each other. Did you see the spot, the Alabama Slam? Was it Alabama Slam? No, it was like a wheelbarrow. The wheelbarrow onto the announce table. Brutal. I mean, these guys really tore it down and really made up for their WrestleMania more of a dud match at WrestleMania. These guys more than made up for it here, and I thoroughly enjoyed this match. Going to the next match. Holy shit, another match this was my number one match of the show. This, to me, was fantastic. It really looked more of a struggle compared to a lot of other cage matches that you see. You don't really see guys, jockeying so much for position, trying to get to the cage, and straight up. This looked more like a real struggle. In the past, usually you get guys throwing each other into the cage and stuff, and that's fine. That's all good. But we had fun spots that you don't normally get in cage matches. With these two, that's perfect. Like with Kofi at this spot that we're looking at in this picture right here. He did the bouncing off the rope and just kind of flying back, and the way the finish happened was fantastic. If you didn't get caught off guard by that finish, I don't know what to tell you. That was great stuff. The door open. Ziggler's crawling out. He's about to win. And Kofi dives out of the ring. Almost looked like he breaks his damn arm or elbow. Falls onto the ground and wins the match. Very unique. That's a good way to describe this match. It was very unique. There was a lot of different elements that you don't normally see in your everyday cage match. Yes, they did have the spots where they rubbed each other's face on there. Not nearly as effective as it used to be, where guys would be busted open from, rubbing your face on the steel. But that's also hard to do a cage match without, blood and gore. So I'm not saying it should have been a straight blood fest. I'm just saying, it's hard to pull off a cage match which is designed to, punish you without there being some type of blood. So either way, I really enjoyed this match, probably the most on the entire card. There's a lot that are really close, like the Roman match was really close to this. The tag team match with the New Day and Owens and Zayn, really close to this. In the triple threat off the beginning of the show. Oh man, that might even be the... See, this is a good problem to have. I'm having a hard time picking what my favorite match was. Something WWE really doesn't have a problem with nowadays. So I think that's a good sign right there. Either way, very good match. I don't know where we go from here. I don't know if this is the end. I can see where Ziggler can say, hey, blah, blah, blah. I don't know. I really don't know where they can go from this. Maybe it's the end. Maybe we go somewhere else. Maybe they have another match at Extreme Rules. I don't know. We will see. We will see. So on to the main event that a lot of people have, I think it's universally disliked at this point. It's almost universally disliked. Not everybody completely hates it. So, all right, here's my thoughts. Here we go. There weren't many logical people to be the special ref for this match. I think the most obvious would have been Brock Lesnar or maybe Paul Heyman. But there weren't many logical people to come out there and, ref this match in Baron Corbin's corner. There's plenty that can come out there and ref against him, like Kurt Angle and stuff like that. But when they brought out Lacey Evans, you could tell people were let down or not happy or whatever. Now, I think that's because people just don't like Lacey Evans. When you think about it, it makes perfect sense because they have been showing Becky and Seth Rollins. They are a couple now. They've shown them together. They've been hinting at it for a while about how, they're going to be this power couple in the WWE, and that's fine. There's no problem with that at all. But it helped make perfect sense for Lacey Evans to come out there to try to help screw over Becky's boyfriend, who she's been feuding with, which, to me, that makes sense. So when we get into the actual match, though, is where things kind of, almost unravel. The crowd instantly starts chanting like, boring, and got some AEW chants in there. And I'm just going to ask a question here. What was so boring about this match? I want you to answer that's watching this. What was so boring about this match? Was it the fact that it wasn't as exciting as the other matches on the show? Is that your reason? Because this match was never meant to be that. And if you're thinking, oh, it's the main event, it should be the most exciting match, it should be this, not necessarily. No, it shouldn't be the most exciting as far as high flying and stuff. What is wrong with bringing another element that we haven't seen yet in the night? Drama. Storytelling. I'm not saying the other matches didn't have storytelling. That's arguable. Most of them kind of didn't. But I'm saying this match was very story-driven. Baron Corbin, who a lot of people hate, which is, fair to hate whoever you want. He's not the best wrestler. So, you're in the main event with one of the top faces, Seth Rollins, going against the number one most hated wrestler in the WWE right now, I would say, is Baron Corbin. So, for those that say, oh, he shouldn't be in the main event, he's not good. Okay, I can see that you say he's not a good wrestler, but he is the most hated person in the He is the top heel in the WWE right now. I would say that. Now, is he, better than Daniel Bryan as far as, mic skills or wrestling skills? Of course not. I'm not saying that. I'm saying he is the number one heel right now, whether you like him or not. The fact that you don't like him makes him a better heel. It makes him a better heel. The fact that you hate him, you boo him, you don't want him to win. Nobody in that crowd wanted Baron Corbin to win. That's a good thing. So when you had the most hated male, Baron Corbin, siding with, at this point, probably the most hated female, Lacey Evans, when you have those two side by side, just they weren't double teaming, but they were, screwing over Seth Rollins. What is wrong with telling a story of a beatdown in a match? Can we not have a story that tells a one-sided beatdown? Because people, for some reason, consider that boring. Maybe I'm the guy, I'm the odd man out. I mean, I think I am here. I don't understand why we can't tell the story of a beatdown. Why does it instantly become boring because a guy is getting screwed over and getting beat down? I don't get it. Baron Corbin was working over Seth Rollins. Lacey Evans was letting, chair shots happen. She wasn't counting out Baron Corbin. She turned the match into a no DQ. She turned the match into a no count out. She turned the match into those kind of things to screw over Seth Rollins. I don't get it. Man, I know I'm repeating myself. I am sorry about that. So eventually in the match, Lacey Evans low blows Seth Rollins, and out comes Becky Lynch. She beats the hell out of Lacey. The referees come down to help Lacey. And the same referee, I don't remember his name, sorry, the same referee that screwed over Baron Corbin at Super Showdown comes in and makes the pin, giving Seth Rollins the win again over Baron Corbin. To me, call me crazy. Call me, dumb. Call me whatever you want. Call me delusional. But to me, that's fun and engaging and good storytelling. You had the whole reason this match was a special ref match was because of Baron Corbin getting mad at the referee for, screwing him over, which of course he's a heel. The ref didn't, well, I guess the ref technically kind of screwed him over when he knocked him over and counted him out. Kind of forced him, didn't force him, but caused him the match technically. So I guess kind of Baron Corbin has a fight in that, but that same referee ends up coming out after, oh God, I really hit the mic there. Comes out and is the same one to make the 3 count after the whole special referee deal. To me, that's fun. That's good storytelling. This is one of the better stories going in the WWE right now, in my opinion. I'm not saying this match was a 5-star barn burner, Dave Meltzer or whoopity-doo. I'm not saying this was one of those matches, because it wasn't. This is a storyline driven match, which is something WWE does. The fact that people are confused that this match involves so much story and not as much, high flying or technical perfect moves and stuff. I'm surprised people are surprised by that. I'm surprised that you're surprised, actually. It seems like this match was here to exist as, we had a feel good moment with Seth and Becky, at the end of the night, they showed their, I don't want to say love because they just started dating, you don't want to use that love word right away, but their fondness of one another. You even got a pat on the ass, which was funny. By the way, a lot of people, talk about, WWE not treating women well. Well, right here, we got an example showing, WWE being progressive and having Becky be, the man in the relationship. She's the one that came out to save him. She's the one propping the ropes up, helping him out. She's the one that grabs his arm and lifts it up at the end. Like, she's playing the roles are flipped that most people think, the woman should be the one getting saved. Well, this is actually, Becky, the man, coming out and saving Rollins. So WWE is doing stuff that they've never done before. But what happens? Does anybody think any of this is like a good idea or something? No, that's all dumb. Baron's dumb. This whole thing was dumb. This ruined the pay-per-view. A lot of people said that. So this is probably going to lead to a mixed tag match. Probably. To me, that only seems logical. Maybe at Extreme Rules. You probably don't have to throw stipulations in because it's a mixed tag. That's a stipulation already right there. And it should be a fun match. That you should have some good elements in there. There's story now. There's history now in this match in between these 4 individuals. And WWE is just trying to tell stories. Yes, they're not all great, but this one isn't one. This story isn't one of the bad stories in my opinion. But everybody does have their opinion, and you are more than welcome to it. If you didn't like it, who am I to say that you're wrong for not liking this? I just don't agree or understand. And I am perfectly fine with you disagreeing or not understanding my thought process. That's the beauty of opinions. You're allowed to have different things. I enjoyed the story here. The match wasn't a big, great match. It wasn't designed to be that. And the fact that people are so mad, maybe if you want to make people happier, maybe this should have been the co-main event, and maybe the Ziggler and Kofi should have been the main event. Arguably that could have been a better decision by WWE, but either way, I was happy with the outcome and the overall finish of the main event. And I am more of a storyline driven fan as opposed to, the 5-star matches, which I do enjoy, but I also like story. By the way, this video went on way longer than I thought. I thought I was just going to, give like a little blurb on each match and then give my overall thoughts. I didn't expect it to be this long. So if you hung around for the end, appreciate it. Thanks. Hit like if you like. If you don't like, you can hit dislike. That's fine. You can hit dislike. You can jump in the comments and tell me that I'm an idiot. That's fine too. But overall, when I look at the show, I think the main event, it had a different pace. It felt different almost, than every other match on the card. And to me, that's not a horrible thing. If you have every match going on out there, it just seems like an indie show or something like that, where every match is just go, 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 fast, hard, fast, hard. If every match is like that, it's just, at the end of the day, you can't keep doing those kind of shows, in my opinion. You just can't keep that pace up. When you have, good matches, and then you had another match that is a storyline driven match, I don't see a problem with it. So overall, if I was going to give the show like on a 10-point scale, I would give it like a 7.5, maybe an 8. You know what? No, I would probably bump it up to an 8. The main event, yes, wasn't as spectacular. It's relatively memorable. I will remember this match more than I remembered, say, the Daniel Bryan and Heavy Machinery match at the end of the day. So with me giving this an 8 out of 10, I will also have to admit WWE does a fantastic job with pulling off shows, and this goes to the wrestlers, WWE in general, just overall everybody involved in this pay-per-view. everyone involved, from top to bottom, front to back, everybody. They did a very good job here in bringing out a pay-per-view which had no hype, hardly any build-up. It's mainly rematches. They did a fantastic job to pull this match through, to pull this show through, and make it one of the better ones of the year. I honestly think this is one of the better pay-per-views of the year. Honest opinion. And if you're one of the fans out there who like dodged the show and were like, no, I don't care about that. That show's gonna suck, and you wrote it off right away. I mean, that's cool for you, that's great, but you missed out. This was a good show. It really was a good show. And then when you go online, you would almost not even know how good of a show this was, because I seen comments where people were saying they canceled their WWE subscription or network, whatever, because of this show. Okay, good on you, buddy. You canceled after a good event. I mean, truth be told, that person was probably just full of crap. People online never back up the stuff they say usually. So that person was just probably trying to, be cool, but whatever. Regardless, if anybody did cancel their subscription over this show, good for you. I mean, if you really think that's going to affect anything, if you really are out there canceling your subscription because of this show, hey, good, more power to you, buddy. Do your thing, okay? Do your thing. At the end of the day, like I said, this is all my opinion and my opinion alone, So feel free to give your opinion. If you think I'm wrong, tell me I'm wrong. If you think I'm right, agree. Give your opinion. What did you think of the match? What was your match of the night? Did you like the Kofi and Ziggler match? Did you like something else? What did you think? Did you think it was the triple threat, which arguably maybe was the match of the night? Me personally, bias definitely involved. That was my match of the night as far as, just feeling emotion. Seeing Gulak win the belt, fantastic. But if you hated it, that's fine too. I mean, it really is. If you hated it, don't worry. Don't worry at all. AEW's Fyter Fest is coming up soon. Okay, you'll be able to go out there and talk about how it was better than anything WWE has ever done in its history. So that's also a possibility. By the way, that sounded a little harsh. I don't dislike AEW, but you kind of get what I'm saying. The fans, you know how the fans are. You know how the fans are. Don't worry. AEW Fyter Fest coming up. You'll be fine.